Hi, my name is Rick Sanchez. I'm with a company called Tractor Tip, and what we have for sale here today is a Caterpillar. This is a 324D Series L excavator. The serial number of this particular machine is, I'm going to give you the whole serial number. It's CAT0324, D like David, L like Linda. Here's where the serial number starts. J like John, J like John, G like good, 0074. I'm going to leave that last digit blank. We're going to talk about the mechanics of this particular machine in the first clip, the operating specs in the second. We'll run it in the third. Price on a new machine like this is well over $250,000 these days. The hours on this machine are 6,514 hours. As far as manufacturers go, everybody knows Caterpillar. They're number one in the world of heavy construction, mining, and utility equipment. Their resale value is second to none, and there's a reason for that. They build good quality, reliable equipment that has parts, excellent parts availability. It doesn't matter if the machine is 1 year old or 75 years old. You can get a part of its Caterpillar. The weight of this particular machine is 55,000 pounds. The widest point are these tracks right here at 11 foot 1 inches. These channel guards are an option, but those channel guards are 10 foot 9 inches. Usually if you put channel guards on a machine like this or on excavators, your car body's actually wider than the pads, but in this case the pads are wider than the channel guards. The highest point is the top of that cab at 10 feet. The transportation length of the machine from the rear of the counterweight to the front of the boom and stick when it's in transport profile is 33 feet. Comparable machines are like a Komatsu PC220, a John Deere 225, Case CX230, or maybe a Hitachi EX225. As far as the history of this unit goes, this machine, like most of the machines we purchase, is an original owner Dallas, Texas machine with no rust. I mean, you'll see surface rust where, you know, the paint's been rubbed off and rainwater's hit on it, and but it in no way, shape, or form is pervasive. We don't mine salt. We don't have that funny stuff up north you guys call snow. We're far enough south and 300 miles from the ocean, so the only salt we see is the salt on our kitchen tables. Just about every machine we purchase comes from about 30 large, well-organized contractors or municipalities in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that we deal with. This particular excavator comes from a huge fleet of probably over 200 excavators. These guys, the guys that we bought these machines from, they just routinely rotate them out. The guy that runs this this fleet is a conscientious guy, and he's got an excellent maintenance program that rivals some of the best I've seen. We, as well as our customers, have been happy with all the machines we purchased from these guys, and it should be said that before I purchase any machine, my mechanics thoroughly inspect it, and if the numbers work out and everything's okay with the machine, then I go inspect it before I write a check. As far as options go, you can see right here, this has got the auxiliary hydraulics. Now you could use these auxiliary hydraulics. They're not for a breaker or anything like that, but you could use them for like a thumb, or like a hydraulic thumb, or maybe a coupler, or something that requires low flow, low pressure hydraulics. So that's an option. It's got this bracket for a thumb, be it mechanical or hydraulic. It's got an enclosed cab. AC blows ice cold. That's a good thing. Of course, we're going into the winter months now, but this machine also has vandal guards or covers, so you can secure the machine. It's also got a, can you get that, Tank? It's got a pattern control change valve, so there's your two options right there. You can go from British Standard to what we call ISO or SAE controls. It's got a battery disconnect switch here, so if the machine's going to be sitting a while, you can avoid a slow battery drain, and yeah, so it can sit. But it's got relatively new batteries, just for whatever that's worth. What other options, Tank?
Yeah, that's about it. Vandal guards are.
So as far as inside the cab here, the AC, like I say, blows ice cold. You got two 12-volt outlets in the cab. All of the fluid levels on this machine are where they should be. This machine is mechanically sound with no leaks. Everything on it works. This undercarriage here, you can get that undercarriage thing. This undercarriage is about 75%. It's probably even better than that. Maybe 85%. Again, there's no leaks on this machine. There's no leaks on the final drives. The final drives have got plenty of power, enabling this machine to counter-rotate. The hydraulics are strong on this machine. There's no cracks or welds. All of the pins and the bushings are relatively tight. There's no deflection at all in the turntable there, the Rotex. Like I say, all the pins and the bushings on this machine are, I say, relatively tight. They're like a new machine. I mean, they're really tight. These, the cutting edge and the teeth are, as you can see, they welded a piece of steel across the teeth, but those teeth are about 100% if you were to cut that cutting edge off. This bucket is about 1.5 yards capacity. It's 42 inches wide. The bite on this bucket is 42 inches. If you were to put side cutters on it, it'd probably throw it out another 4 inches, making this a 48 or a 58 inch bucket, depending on the side cutters you put on it. It's 43 inches tall, and it's 63 inches deep. Like I say, I'd rate that about a 1.5 yard bucket. The maximum dig depth for this machine is 22 feet. The maximum reach at ground level from the end of these tracks is 35 feet. The maximum dig height is 23 feet. The breakout force on this excavator is excellent. It's 38,000 pounds, which goes hand in hand with its lifting capacity. Now, the lifting capacity of this machine is really limited to the weight of the machine. because the hydraulics will give out before, I mean the tractor will actually tip before the hydraulics give out. So most of the time you're limited by the weight of the excavator. In most cases, not just Cat, but everybody. So the lifting capacity of this machine at 15 feet out from the front of the machine is 30,000 pounds at ground level. Of course, if you go out, if you go up, your lifting capacity drops, but that's the apex of the lifting capacity. As far as these shoes go, this tractor's got the width of these pads here. These are triple grouser street pads. They're 2 foot 7 inches wide. The track on the ground is 14 foot 3 inches, and I'd rate the PSI on these tracks, or this machine, is probably about 3 to 4 PSI. As far as things wrong with this machine, this rear access panel right here is a little dinged up. I mean, it's not bad, but I'll mention it anyway. This lower windshield wiper was knocked off. You know, this top one's still here, obviously. Tank, what else is?
The little rail's bent over there.
Okay, this rail's bent. So this kind of keeps you from opening this. We'll take this off and bend it out. It's just a matter, we don't even have to take it off. We can just get another excavator and push it out. But at this particular time, at this juncture in the video, we haven't done that, so it kind of hits right there. So that's another thing wrong. What else, Tank?
There's a little tear in the mat in the cab.
Where?
Right here.
Oh. Tank's one of my inspection guys, so he's real particular about things. So he's mentioning this tear. It's not a big deal, but I guess we'll mention it anyway. What else, Tank?
Oh, that's about it.
Alright, what are we next?
We're gonna run it.
Okay. Okay, this is the inside of the cab here. You can see it's relatively good shape. That's your catch for this window if you go up. Kind of dusty. We haven't had a lot of rain here in Dallas. There's that tariff tank mentioned. This pedal right here is actually just for travel purposes. Normally it's used for auxiliary hydraulics, but this machine is not equipped. Here's your travel levers, joystick, your arm to, or your release for your door from the outside. Here's your engine RPM, key, different controls. This this button gives priority to your boom cylinders for lifting, and then this button right here, if you're digging, gives priorities to your stick and your bucket cylinder for breakout force. This is your travel speed, you know, lights, windshield wipers. I'll go ahead and turn it on. There's no error codes on this. It's just prompting you to check your fluid and information. There's your hours. This is your, I'll go ahead and start it. I don't know if you can hear the engine RPM go up. Maybe if I did it drastically. Oh, this is this will idle your this button will idle your excavator down if you're not using it. Here's your radio. This is your AC right here, which There's your 12 volt outlets in the cab. This AC blows nice and cold. It's 89 degrees right now in Dallas, so it's kind of still warm. You say winter's coming, but I don't know when. So that's pretty much it. Here's your controls. I'm not real familiar with this monitor panel, and hell, it'd take me an hour to figure it out and an hour to video it, so I'm not going to get too far in this other than to let you know that if there was any kind of problem with the machine, you would be alerted on this first screen here. So we're going to run the machine.